Hey, Star Wars buddies. Got something a little bit different today. Just going to turn this into this using this. And all under the watchful eye of R2 and Daggett. We're going to be using this chrome pen that I've heard about. Now, as an aside, this was to be the original project. The finish on these are really starting to fade. They've really taken a beating. The black on the eyes and the shoulders definitely need to be redone. However, these are vintage original, and I don't know if I want to put that pen right onto these. We're going to clean those up and see how they look first. Now this guy, my poor Cylon, as you can see, the metal finish is almost gone. He's missing some fingers. He may or may not have been chewed by a dog. I don't know. He doesn't display well, so he's going to be my guinea pig. I'm going to try this marker on him. See how he looks. See how it turns out. Okay, Mr. Cylon. Are you ready for this?
By your command.
Alright, without further ado, let's get this show on the road. First thing we gotta do is give these guys a bath. Just using a little bit of dish soap. Just want to get all that dirt and oil, any other contaminants off the figures here. Pretty straightforward. We won't spend too much time on this. But just give you an idea, just be gentle. Try to get all the nooks and crannies you can. Cleaner you get it, the better this should work. Okay, everything's been rinsed. Lay them out to dry. And here we go. So these markers come individually wrapped. Nice and fresh. Got these off eBay. They're not very hard to find. From China. Shipping was quick. And the set was pretty cheap. So we just got some basic instructions. They're written on the box. They're written on the pen. And it's basically you just want to shake this up before you start using it. Shake it up like a spray paint can. And then once it's well shaken, as you can see, the tip is a bright white there. And the tip is spring loaded. So you just want to push that tip into the body of the pen. Takes a few moments, but as you can see, the product does flow. And the tip is now got that silver color. And it's ready to use. It's really easy coverage. The only thing you really have to watch out for is the product can come out a little heavy, so just blot the pen if you find it's getting a little heavy on you. I also found that when you first apply it, it kind of has a bit of a dull finish. But as you can see on the side of the backpack, it's already starting to get that chrome look. It takes a few minutes to set up, and you'll find the longer you leave it, the longer you let it set, the more shine it seems to give you. I also find it helps if you can get a comfortable position with the pen, and if necessary, maybe move your work just to keep that angle of the pen. You want your pen hand nice and comfortable. Just try to keep that angle nice and consistent. And it really helps you when it comes to doing the details. It's really starting to pick up that chrome look though in those areas that have been allowed to dry. And they've only been drying a few moments at this point, so what I decided to do is just to paint the back half, since I've never used this product before. I figured if I get any flaws going, it won't be quite as visible during display. And I do have a minor mistake coming up right there. I've made that line. I moved away. I should have finished that area, because I think I've just allowed it to dry just momentarily. And it's one area of the figure where just a slight blemish occurred. So I recommend when you start an area, just try to continue on. Don't start it, stop, and go back. There's a little blemish on this side of the helmet. I've also heard that you don't want to touch this finish till it completely dries, completely cures, or it'll dull out. So I'm pretty happy with this half. I think I'm just going to let this set up. I've got some other things to do. And it ended up I waited 2 days to get back to this. But it was definitely dry. And here we go again. This time with the lessons learned. I'll start in an area and I'll definitely complete that area. Don't recommend doing any retouches if you don't have to. Well, just take your time. Try not to apply too much product. And so far, I've been using the big pen in this set. I haven't had to switch to the other pens. So this is the big pen. And the other two, the tip gets smaller and smaller. But so far this pen has been doing all the fill-ins, no problem. Haven't had any areas too tight for the tip yet, so. Really impressed with the coverage. This flows nice, doesn't drag. Now, part of me was thinking that maybe I should have sanded this guy down a bit and maybe filled in some of those areas of damage. But at this point, I thought actually the damage almost... I'm enjoying the damage. It looks like he's taken a blast right to the chest and his armor's held up. So he does look like he's seen some action. Really starting to dig it, actually. And so far this pen has been doing the job like a champ. We'll slow it down to real time just to show I'm kind of turning the work, just trying to keep the angle of that pen consistent. Seems to give me the best control. It is really taking on a nice effect here. Filling that scar a touch more. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. So this is a different pen. I've switched to the smallest size. This has a very fine tip. The red dot wasn't in too bad a shape on this guy. So I'm really trying to fill in the eye slots without affecting that red dot. Kind of like to keep that original for some reason. And really the challenge here is to not touch the wet paint while trying to fill this in. I probably could have waited and let all this work cure, but I was feeling the flow and kind of just wanted to get him done. I think I'll stop there. I don't want to overdo this. So there we go. I feel like he's really been brought back to life. Certainly from where he was. I do have some more work to do on him. His gloves are pretty much in need of a repaint, as well as a few other areas, but for demonstration purposes, I just really wanted to show off the results of this pen, in case any of you guys, perhaps you have a project at home you'd like to try this pen on. But yeah, he's really beat up. So just to recap, let you see what the immediate effect was here. Say definitely much improved, ready to display, and a rescued toy. Probably the best part about it. Hey, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next video, guys.